record. There we go. After Hours with John Francois, 90.1 FM WECS. Right back with special guest Gerald Chaviaras. And very glad that he is here on this special night, so to speak. This is the last show of the semester. I think I'm going to be back here sometime during the summer, but I don't know when. So, and I was actually considering having Gerald come in for the summer, but he sounded like such a great guy that I was like, no, let's have it now. So. Thank you for coming.
Time is now. Yes.
Yeah, I was actually hesitant because I'm thinking like, no, I don't think you want to come here this late, and but you're very gracious to do that, especially coming off of work. You could have been tired, you could have been out of it, but you are here. I really, really do appreciate that. So we're getting into our Facebook question of the week, which has to do with a certain situation that happened to me earlier this week. High Rise, the campus building that I live in, was under a threat. Like, so all of a sudden, I remember because I'm like packing up, I'm getting ready to go to class, and all of a sudden I get this email saying that there is a mysterious package that was in High Rise. And mysterious package, you think, oh my God, it's a bomb, we're gonna die.
Right.
And I'm trying to get out of the building, and there's this do not cross line all over the place. There's the FBI, there's firefighters. It's just this big, serious catastrophe. Me and my roommate are trying to get to class. We're like, okay, we need to go somewhere. Now, he was really trying to get to a presentation. Me, it was just the usual lecture class. I could have missed it. That would have been great. But to be stuck there all day thinking that, oh my God, I might die, not exactly a great thing to do. So I had to stay in. And, I was just watching everybody kind of crowd around on campus, I guess coming from their classes, just seeing what was going on. And the only thing I could think of is, guys, you have a life. You can actually go out and get some fresh air. Go. Please go. Right. You don't have to suffer like us. And... I think it was about an hour we were kept inside. Major lockdown.
Where was the box or whatever it was?
I have no idea. I'm thinking it was like in a storage closet somewhere.
They wouldn't let you leave?
They would not let me because it was a mysterious package, a package that just did not look right. And the amusing thing about it is that in the end, it just turned out to be toilet paper.
Oh.
Toilet paper. Now, at first I was thinking like, okay, it's probably cocaine. But then again, if it's like that serious where it's like, okay, lockdown, the FBI, then it must be a bomb threat. A friend online told me, no, it's a bomb threat. So, yeah, me and my roommate were just kind of joking around, like, oh, who's going to eat each other first? And, yada, yada, yada. One friend who lives in a building that I guess doesn't have a kitchen or doesn't have internet access is kind of like, oh, well, at least you have internet and kitchen. And I'm like, okay, well, cool, but,
right.
I'm still going to die.
Yeah.
So... yeah, she was kind of being selfish and snotty about that. So thank you very much, Kim Terapica. And she knows I'm kidding with her. But yes, I posted a question related to that incident while I was stuck in that incident because, I don't know, it just inspired me. It's kind of like an artist who is kind of taken advantage of by a homeless person. And they're like, oh my God, this would be a great story for a play. Or,
sure.
Yeah, so, I mean, have you ever had those situations?
Yeah, I mean, I get inspired when I write and something happens and then...
Like what kind of situations? Like, can you tell any of those?
Yeah, I mean, off the top, I mean, I had this, for example, I had this discussion with this. It was funny you brought up Paris before. I had this girl. Discussion with this girl in Spain, from Paris.
Yeah.
About love.
Yeah.
And she told me how much she just didn't believe in love and didn't care about love, and so we had this deep conversation. It was actually turned into be an argument, and it was kind of like. Really? So you don't, and she even had a boyfriend, and she doesn't believe in love, but it inspired a song for me, which was weird because it was like, the root of the song was that, oh, she doesn't believe in love, which is completely different for me. Like, I do believe in love.
Of course.
But I ended up writing the song about not believing in love from her viewpoint, though, not mine. So, indirectly, it related, I had this moment of this thing, and the next thing I knew, it played a part in my art. So
yeah, I can certainly understand that. Some people would be like, that's your personal life, that's off limits, don't do that, but you can't help it,
Yeah.
An artist usually gets inspired by what is around them,
exactly.
My grandmother's not, going through the best of terms right now. She, ever since she got a stroke, she hasn't been able to like move for herself. She's had people taking care of her, and I use that to write up a special occasion speech that I have to write up like as my final speech for the semester.
wow.
And special occasions, they could be retirement parties, graduation parties, eulogies. So I came up with this sort of amusing eulogy to
Oh, is that what you were reading earlier?
yeah. I just wrote. I just basically read what I am going to present as my speech.
That's pretty
on
ironic
Tuesday.
because it sounded like it actually sounded. It didn't sound all sad and
Yeah,
you know.
I hate that.
Right.
I feel like, all right, the person's dead. That's the epitome of sadness.
Right.
The only thing you should be able to do at this point is highlight all the positives. And the teacher even said that, like, don't make it this big depressing thing where we're all crying. I mean, yes, you could maybe say, some sad things here and there, but try to say, hey, here's what was good about this person, and
Keep it uplifting.
yeah. So I try to make it funny, and amusing. Hopefully, some people don't see it as like, oh my God, you're totally disrespecting your grandmother, because
Right.
sometimes I say like, oh, haha, how can a woman be so bitter and angry over this? But yeah, it's trying to bring some light into the situation. She's actually not dead, but I wrote it as if she might be dying soon. So I thought it was a very nice thing to write up, because it's like it's real. It's coming
Yeah.
from the heart. You know what I mean? So. But yes, our Facebook question of the week has to do with the high-rise bomb threat situation, which turned out to be toilet paper. If you are told that the building you're currently in is under a bomb threat, would you panic, be casual about it, or party like hell in case you want to go out with a bang? I love the people that do not answer the options that I put up there, because Facebook has this thing where you can add options if you want to, if you just want to kind of play around with it. And you know what? I should just like have that gone, because people just people make up random answers and just like to play around with me, which is fine. But also, I like to have control, if you know what I mean. So, if you were told that the building you're currently in is under a bomb threat, would you panic, be casual about it, or party like hell in case you want to go out with a bang? The choices that I put up were panic, casual, and party. And for panic, thanks to Carlisle Milton, Melissa Nozal, Samantha Wiley, one other person who might or might not be identified. Oh, Maria Yvette Figuera, who is another one of many, many strangers I'm not Facebook friends with who happened to answer my question. I can't tell if that's a good or a bad thing. Is that a good thing, Gerald?
No, I don't think it's a bad thing.
Yeah, it's nice to know new people.
Sure.
But for people who said they would act casual, I was definitely casual in that situation. It just didn't seem like I was going to die. Emily Wilson and Brandon Bell, thank you guys for answering that question for me. And then I got all these other weird answers. I'll be out, son. Evan Meshberg answered that. Andy Moise answered that. Rafael Maldonado. Simon, Erin Marie Druin, Renee Druin, Michelle Marie Smith, Billy DeVito, Julian Nakagawa, Stasia Williams, Reno Venturi, and Nefty Cruz. So thank you very much, guys. And Quincy O'Neill, he answered, wait for it to go boom. Is that a suicide note? I have no idea. What do you think, Gerald?
It's a strange answer.
It is a strange answer. And Jody Rubinski, some strange last name, kind of like yours, but this one is more worse, trust me. Yours is great. Don't worry about it. She said she would party, and she would also say that, she said I would party, or I would do something that would make me die with a smile on my face, which I guess can also be considered partying. So thank you to all you guys who answered this question. And for those of you that have not, there's still the opportunity to do so. If you were told that the building you're currently in is under a bomb threat, would you panic, be casual about it, or party like hell in case you want to go out with a bang? And when I say party like hell, I'm thinking about that song from Prince, Party Like It's 1999.
Yeah.
Did you remember that whole Y2K scare? I was just like 7 or 8 years old when that happened, or 9 years old.
Yeah, I do remember the Y2K.
Yeah.
I think panicking, it's like when there's a widespread panic, it's weird because it's like it's cool that you were casual about your thing, because that's really good to be that way, but yet it depends how, you know what I mean? Like if it was really crazy and they're like, yeah, there's a bomb, you might
of course
be a little panicky. Yeah, and the Y2K thing, I wasn't really panicking about it, but I mean, they started really hyping it up to the point where it was like, okay, really, what's going to really happen? But it just seemed so unrealistic.
What was it? Was it basically like, okay, we don't think life is going to exist after 1999. We don't think anything is going to exist after the 20th century. So we're going to just pack up everything, get all our food, and just go to a desert somewhere just in case. I mean, it basically that? Like they thought.
I don't really know. Like I didn't buy into it too much,
Yeah.
but there were things they were saying that. They were saying weird things like that
Yeah.
when it turned 2000. A lot of the systems, like
Yeah.
computer systems, phone systems, all this stuff,
Yep.
wasn't going to be. It was going to register different. It was going to mess
Exactly.
everything up.
Yeah.
And the cities were going to shut down.
Yeah.
It was like a big conspiracy thing to me. I thought. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't think anything happened.
Yeah, my dad happened to work in computers back in those days, and yeah, he just told, he just said, oh, I had to, be at work many late nights trying to readjust everything because of this, whole Y2K thing, and
Crazy.
it is very, very crazy. But yes, if you were told that the building you're currently in is under a bomb threat, would you panic, be casual about it, or party like hell in case you want to go out with a bang? Facebook.com/KFRA91 if you want to answer that question, or you can call in 860-456-2164 to shout out your answer on the air, or to just speak with me and Gerald, compliment him on his great music. Do you mind playing another song for us?
I'd love to.
In about a minute. Okay, yeah. So we're gonna get to that. And do I have anything else to say? Not really. All I can say at this point is, ladies and gentlemen, once again, here's Gerald. Take it away. Awesome as always. That's Gerald Chevrieres, everybody. What was that song entitled?
Thank you. That's called the Trani.
The Trani.
A Trani, yeah. It's the name of a a small little town on the Amalfi Coast in Italy.
Okay.
Actually, I wrote that after I was traveling through Italy, and I came upon this little town, actually, and I was just sitting in the courtyard playing, and I don't know, I just hung out there for a couple days, and it was like a couple rainy days and a couple sunny days, and this owner of a little cafe there asked me if I wanted to play in the cafe for a couple nights, so I ended up staying there, and they fed me and gave me wine and showed me a cool apartment to rent for really cheap.
Wow.
So again, like you're talking about being inspired, just kind of like that was just a feeling that I got in that sitting there.
The vibrancy, the kind of intimate hometown feeling that you got from that place, led you to write this song.
And then that's all. I just titled it that one, and that's why that one has no words. I figured like it was more of a feeling than anything, but I couldn't really describe the way I felt in that little town with words. So
no, I've written songs in the past, but I've only focused on the lyrics. And as far as the melody is concerned, as far as like the actual instruments and everything, I just kind of had it in my memory. I obviously could never like play an instrument as well as you can, so I'm wondering how are you able to do that? Like what I'm able to do with lyrics, what other people are probably able to do with poetry, as far as expressing your emotions and such and such. How are you able to do that with musical notes? I mean, that's just something that kind of amazes me. But also, I just like how do you do it?
I think once you get to the point with an instrument, like you said, you played some piano.
Yeah.
If you get to the point where you really start to feel the instrument, it actually really does start to flow through you.
So you don't worry so much about how good it sounds to other people. You just kind of trust your instincts and go along with it from there.
Yeah, and it actually, I write poetry, I write lyrics, but I always write the music first. I have other poetry, and sometimes it'll happen to work in a song, but normally I'll write the music first, and the music will create a vibe or a feeling that
you'll write the actual
lyrics based on the music. I'll just be like whatever,
kind of improvising.
What I'm feeling this,
and
I'll start to come up with some lyrics based on the way it feels. So I think it'd be harder to write the lyrics first if you, I don't know, for me anyway. Like if you played an instrument, you might, because the music just seems to come out emotionally. It's kind of easy. I even know people who are really good singers that sing, but they don't write music, and usually they'll write over someone else's. Like someone will write a song for them, for example. Write the music. I think the music leads way. Even the key. Like I don't know if you know music theory, but depending, what notes you choose to sing, depends on where the song's going.
Yeah.
So there's someone I know has a few songs she's written, and she's written them, but she doesn't play an instrument, and so she's written them with her voice, and I've been trying to put guitar to that, and I found it a lot harder to put it together after she already had a melody.
Wow.
Whereas now I wrote like a couple songs for her specifically, and it's much easier to do it that way and let her sing over it than for me to try to figure out the guitar part to her vocal.
So she was just kind of singing the melody to herself, and you just went from there. And built
it. Wow. But it's more difficult that way.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's great. I mean, can you recall making a song that completely shook you emotionally? Like just something that was very personal, very tragic to you, and like you were just completely affected, blown away by,
Yeah, I've had a few. I mean, that one was the one I just played for you. Was really, I mean, I have to say most of the songs are like that. I don't really come up with just something poppy. There's a song I have called "Chasing the Sun." That was a song that I wrote over many sunsets. When I lived in California, it was like I became almost obsessed with seeing the sunset every night
Yeah.
or every, at the end of the day, because the sunset drops into the ocean. So
Oh,
it's amazing
okay.
to always see it. I was always fortunate enough to live near the ocean, and I would watch the sunset every day, and I'd always bring my guitar with me, and I wrote this song called "Chasing the Sun" that was just over, and it really did move me because it actually built as the sunset would, and then it came to a point where the song, when the song ends, you can actually feel where the sun has set.
Really?
And the song, but it came to me, and this happens to me with some of my songs. It's really cool. Like, I don't even fully understand the whole song, and then when it's done, it makes sense to me. That's how that song is. Maybe later on I'll play that one for you.
Oh,
that
of
one's
course,
that
of
one's
course.
really. But that's one of them. Yeah. There's
Yeah.
been a few. I mean, the ones with lyrics as well. A lot of times I become. Often, it's like I think I write more profound and almost, I don't want to say melancholy, but it's easier to write when you're introspective or something's like not totally right. Like when you're real happy, I feel like I'm happy. I don't really need to like work it out on paper and with a
Yeah.
guitar. You know what I mean? Like real happy music. I like happy music, and I'm not trying to say my music's sad, but I just feel like when I'm feeling something really deep and emotional is usually when I write music. So that's when you're saying is something that really, shook me or something. Most of the time that's when I'm writing my music.
Mhm.
Like when I'm real happy, I don't necessarily get up and just go, okay, cool, I'm just gonna play, this like real happy like just like play these real happy chords. I mean, I like that, but it's I don't know, I'm not as emotionally moved. If I'm like in a really good mood, and I might jump on my bike and go for a ride or something like that, or go to the beach or whatever. But if I'm really working something out, that's usually when I pick up the guitar and pick up the pen and write something.
Mhm.
If that makes sense.
Now, we were talking about American Idol earlier. Do you hope to someday get a record deal off of this and become a something sort of a national sensation, or would you be content with being more of a cult status? Just kind of touring the clubs, maybe going to a couple of schools performing. Like, what do you like? How do you define your music as far as how the audience will accept
It's changing for me now. It's I mean, it would be great. It would be great to write a song that became a hit.
Yeah.
And be able to play, huge like that. But I think now that the intimacy of the music is like, I would love to get a record deal with like a small independent label.
Sure.
And maybe tour like theaters and colleges and schools and stuff like that. I think that'd be really cool. Like I'm recently finding different avenues like theaters and cafes. I'm even around here. I've been playing at restaurants.
Oh, okay.
And it's really cool because I'll just go in and just improvise off the feeling of the restaurant. You know what I mean? Like if it's real romantic and casual, I'll just be like playing like, I don't know, like, and it's like you actually get paid to do, like I get paid to do this, to go in a restaurant and just provide like ambient music.
Right.
So that's really cool. But like to answer your question, I mean, I would love to like have like sell 1 million records. That'd be great, but I don't want to sound cliche and say I won't sell out, but I don't want to try to write a song for the radio. But I've written some songs that I feel like, wow, if the right person got that song in their hands, it could probably, if I could get it on a big radio station. There's a couple songs that I would be totally taken. I wouldn't kick that aside at all. It would be awesome.
Let's hope for the best.
Thanks, man.
Okay, well, Joe Xaviares is here with us. He's going to play some more a bit later on in the show. If you have any requests yourself, 860-456-2164 or facebook.com/KFRA91. We'll get to that pronto. We still have another half hour here tonight on our special last show. And once again, the question for the night: if you are told that the building you're currently in is under a bomb threat, would you panic, be casual about it, or party like hell in case you want to go out with a bang? Facebook.com/JFRA91 or 860-456-2164 to call in with that. We are continuing with our Beastie Boys tribute tonight. So let's do that. Apparently, this song is one that I noticed was not played with the guy that came on before me, Logan Roddy. I do have a song that he did play, Brass Monkey, but to be different and unique, I guess, I'll play Intergalactic. So we'll play that, R.I.P. Adam Yauch. And we'll be right back with more of Gerald's lovely music. Stay tuned, everybody.